Welcome back to D&D After Hours. I'm your host, Destiny Nathasia, and tonight we're going to talk about something that we've all felt but rarely talk about honestly: when love hurts. That is the worst subject to talk about, I promise y'all. Because love isn't always pretty. Sometimes it teaches you in ways you didn't even ask for. Sometimes it breaks you just enough to make you see yourself clear. I used to think that if I loved hard enough, I could change people. That my consistency would make them stay. That my loyalty would make them choose me back. But I learned the hard way. Love doesn't always work like that. You can pour everything you have into someone and they can still walk away. You can show up every day and they still choose chaos. And that doesn't make you unworthy. It just means you weren't ready for that kind of love to carry. And honestly, can we just be honest? Love somewhat sucks in a way. I know for me, I hate love a little bit. Love been doing too much to me. Love done broke me. Love done shattered my dreams. Love has rejected me. But that's more so in the physical realm. The love that I got from God, now that type of love, that's something that I would never change. That's something that wouldn't even change. That's something that I would forever adore. Something that I would continue to chase for every single day. And I truly mean that wholeheartedly too. But at the end of the day, it's just more so we don't, oftentimes, especially for me, I sometimes don't think on that spiritual level just that quick as I do in the physical realm. In the physical realm, I'm more so in that hurt stage when it comes down to love, because love is just like yuck type of vibe. But the truth is, when love hurts, it's not always because of betrayal. Sometimes it's because we saw potential instead of patterns. We fell for who they could be and not for who they were. We ignored the quiet moments when God whispered, "This ain't it." And now we're left holding pieces of ourselves that we gave away too freely. Not even too freely, but we gave away too fast. Because Lord knows for me, as y'all have heard in the first episode, I love way too hard. Now that doesn't make me a clingy person. I'm just gonna let y'all know that now. I am not one of them clingy types. But the thing is when I fall for somebody, I do fall hard. And I'm surprised that a tooth ain't knocked out my face yet. I'm just surprised that I don't look like who did it and why. Because I be falling flat on my face in love with people. And sometimes when I get up off the ground, I have to pick my face up along with it too, because of the rejection that was given to me. But at the end of the day, I understand that things happen. Sometimes things are meant to be for a reason. I've had my heart broken, not just by lovers, but by friends, by people I trusted, by situations I thought would last forever. And every time, it felt like a part of me shattered. And that's so true. As I've explained so many times to friends, family members, and I'm just going to explain it to y'all. Y'all can tell me y'all piece to it too. I feel as though that it's harder to keep a friendship than it is a relationship. Reason being is because when it comes down to a relationship, you can walk away from that sometimes. Not all the time, but you can walk away from it and don't have to worry about seeing this person again. Whereas when it comes down to a friendship, especially that locked in, ain't no switching up type of friendship. I mean that friendship that's probably been going on for years after years after years after years. And all the things that you put into it, all the deepest, darkest secrets, all the pain and the suffering that y'all done went through, everything compiled into one, and it's just like, dang, I gotta throw all this away, even the good stuff. And I mean, don't get me wrong, them good stuff, like, I remember, y'all, there are friends that literally I don't even talk to anymore, but sometimes I'll go through my phone and I'll just be swiping away, and I'll see like a video or something like that, and I just laugh, and then I'll just be looking at the video, sighing, and I'm just like, dang, those were the moments. But then, you know, when I look at it and be like, those were the moments, I think of everything else that happened after that video was taken or after that picture was taken, because it left an imprint on me about what happened specifically that day, that evening, that night, morning, whatever. It left an imprint. So therefore, it's just like, I got to get rid of you. I can't keep you no more. I can't do that. And sometimes, you know, we be missing the signs that God gives us, because sometimes we know that the situations we get into are wrong. We just don't be paying attention to God oftentimes. But there have been times that I truly believe that God has been talking to you, and I know He's been talking to me, because I be treating God like a gnat sometimes. You know how them gnats be getting in your ear and just zzz, and I just be like, like, I be feeling like that. But then, you know, sometimes God has a sense of humor. He be like, okay, since you ain't gonna remove them, I'm gonna remove them for you. Not that type of remove, but I'm gonna remove them. They ain't gonna be in your life anymore. They gonna be doing what they supposed to be doing while you doing what you supposed to be doing. I know it hurts, but get up. You gonna make it. Type of vibe. So that's how that goes. But the more I heal, the more I realize love isn't supposed to hurt like that. Love doesn't drain you. It doesn't silence you, and it doesn't make you question your worth. Love, and I truly mean that, real love should bring you peace. Love is that type of love that it's like that agape love. And if you don't know what agape love is, I'm gonna need y'all to do your research. I want that agape type of love. I want that love that never boasts, that doesn't envy. I want that type of love that makes you not even have to question not one thing. But I want that real love, like Mary J. Blige singing her song. I'm searching for a real love, but I don't even want to search for it. I want that love to come find me, type of vibe. You know, I'm just saying, sting. I'm just saying. But sometimes we confuse attachments with love. We stay because it feels familiar and not because it feels safe. We beg for breadcrumbs from people who weren't never meant to feed us. But you can't heal where you were hurt. And you can't find peace in the same place that stole it. My thing is that I promise y'all, I think I've been that person where back then, whenever it came down to being in love with somebody, and after that breakup, of course I was hurt, I was damaged, and I felt like there was a void. And I was just like, how am I going to fill this void of love that I've been looking for? And it almost seemed as though I went out and I was just finding love somewhere else. And it was just more so the fact of like, I cared, but I didn't care, but it was more so I cared again. So it was just like, why are you filling up this void of love? Like, you think this person gonna heal the hurt that's right there? No. You think somebody gonna put back right here that was once stolen from? No. And so you just be sitting there just even worse, more heartbroken. Like you just gonna be sitting there just broken at that very moment, at that very point. So if you're listening to this right now, holding on to a love that's breaking you, I want you to know it is okay to let go. And that is the hardest thing that I feel like we as people struggle with. We struggle with letting go. And then again, I'm saying this, reiterating, I'm not even saying letting go of someone that you're in a relationship with. We're talking about friendships. We're talking about people that you trusted, people that you put your all into. There are some days, some seasons that you got to be okay with letting go. I know it's gonna hurt. But at the end of the day, would you rather settle or would you rather move on? Which one you gonna choose? It's okay to stop trying to prove your worth to someone who couldn't see it from the start. It's okay to choose peace over passion. It's okay to say I love you, but I love me more. I'm going to say that for the people in the back, in the middle, and on the sides. It's okay to say I love you, but I love me more. And sometimes, and I'm speaking to my girlies in this point, sometimes for my girlies, we as women, we got to start loving on ourselves before we can love on a man. Sometimes we got to love on ourselves before we can give love out to the world in general, because the world ain't gonna love you like you love you. The world is not gonna love you like you love you. You gotta get rid of some things. And there may be someone who feels like, oh, I love him and I can't. That's my first love. This is somebody I spent my life with. This is somebody that knows me like the front and the back of my hand. I don't care if he know you from the front, back, left, right, side to side. If that is something that you are not willing to wallow in for years, months, days, even weeks to come, let it go. I refuse to sit in misery. I refuse to tolerate being in a place where I feel that I cannot love me more than I love you. I can't. I cannot. Not at all. Point blank, period. But sometimes God will let a heartbreak happen because he knows what you don't. He'll allow it to happen. I've been in situations like that before. Being in a place where I was kind of like fighting with God and then fighting with, the world. Because I'm just like, dang, I really love you. But God just like, no, you need to let him go. And I'm just like, but God, he looks too good. And God is like, you need to let him go. And I'm just like, I can't. So God just be like, okay. And he allows the situations to happen. And then you end up heartbroken, crying on your pillow, listening to some sad R&B songs. I know some people do it, because I did it too. But at the end of the day, sometimes God will let a heartbreak happen because he knows what you don't. He knows that person's absence will hurt you now, but save you later. He knows that the ending will teach you boundaries, self-respect, and discernment. Baby, I'm telling you, self-respect, boundaries. And honey, even my standards, I promise y'all, out of my 26 years of living, I have grown to understand that my standards, I shall never lessen them than what they are now. I refuse. My standards are way too high to be lowered for anything or anyone. I refuse. Because why would I lower my standards for somebody that can't even get themselves together? Why do I have to lower my standards for somebody who probably won't even see eye to eye with me? Why would I have to lower my standards? And I mean, that's for women and that's for guys in general. You should never have to lower your standards for no one because you feel like, oh, okay, well, I can settle with that. No, if it's not meant for you, if God is telling you, hey, don't you dare lower your standards, you better listen. Because trust me, I didn't listen. And, some things happen. But I'm just saying, boundaries, self-respect, discernment. And sometimes he knows that the only way you'll find him again is through the silence after the heartbreak. I'm so serious. So serious. I'm telling you, I remember every single time I got into a relationship and I thought things were going good, things would just turn up for the worst. And I would always find myself in my room crying in the dark, in silence. And even then, I would always play music. And even then, it still felt like that I was in the quiet. It always felt like that the world was standing still. I could hear the birds chirping outside, maybe. I could hear the crickets making their little sounds out there. Child, I probably could even hear the cicadas. I probably could hear a rat pissing on cotton. I'm just being honest. But it was just like in those very moments, the way that I got back to God every time was literally through the silence. And it's just like every single time, whenever those situations would happen, I just always found my way back to God. And I was just like, next time, never again. I want God to lead me wherever I should go. And again, I don't want to go looking for love. I want love to come find me. I want whoever God sets out for me to initially find me. And this is the thing. It may sound childish or in a way or something, but for me, I want to find my lover like how people did in the movies. You know, the old school movies where they probably bumped into each other and, you know, their books fell on the floor or something like that. Or maybe he probably stepped on my shoe or something. Or maybe, you know, he bumped his shoulder into me or something. And I'm like, excuse me. And then I look into his eyes and just be in a daze. And then next thing you know, we both go our separate ways. And then we end up going to a party together and stuff like that. Like, I want that type of love. I want that love to where when I get old and gray, and I'm sitting in my little rocking chair outside with my grandkids, that they gonna be coming up to me and be like, Grandma, how did you and Papa meet? And I'm gonna be like, baby, let me tell you something. It all started with a chicken sandwich. I'm just letting you know. It all started with a chicken sandwich. I'll just play. But if y'all know about that chicken sandwich, y'all know about it because that's how COVID got started. But anyways, that's not the point. But I want it like that. I want it exactly like that. Okay. Oh Lord. Y'all pray for me. But for real, I used to pray for love that looked like forever. But now I pray for love that looks like peace. You know, the kind that doesn't make me question myself, and the kind that doesn't make me feel mutual, steady, but also rooted into God. Because love without peace isn't love, it's survival. And I'm done surviving. I want to live. I want to live so that way I can live again. If that makes sense. If you don't catch it, I want you to catch it again. I'm done surviving. I want to live again. So to the woman, I'm talking to my ladies right now. To the women listening tonight, whether it's daytime, nighttime, morning time, hey, how you doing? Stink. I'm glad you're listening in. Crying quietly in your room, in your car, wherever you may be flooding your tears at. Replaying what went wrong. I see you. I mean, I truly, truly see you. And I've been you. I've been where you've been at. I know what this pain looks like, but this pain does not last forever. You're not broken, you're becoming. You're not refined, but you're not being refined, and you're not being rejected. And one day, the same heart that broke you will be the same reason you love again, but differently. I'm going to say that again. One day, that same heart that broke you will be the same reason you love again, but differently. Because this time, you're going to love with boundaries, you're going to love with respect, and you're going to love with discernment. Do you hear me? You're going to love with boundaries, You gonna love with respect, and you gonna love with discernment. And guess what? You're also gonna love with balance. But most importantly, through all of that, through all that heartbreak, through all the, rebuilding yourself up, and you're still building yourself up, you're going to learn to love yourself again. I promise y'all. I'm going to tell y'all this story, and I'm going to get out of here. I ended up getting into this relationship a long time ago. My last relationship I had was for 2 years. And after we ended up breaking up, I was living in Charlotte at the time, and I was so heartbroken. And I mean heartbroken to the point where it was just like life was just literally just going. Like days, weeks, months was going by, and I'm just like, do I want to be here? What is my reasoning? What is life at this point? Like, when I tell y'all I was so icked out by love, I didn't like seeing married folks. I didn't like seeing folks in relationships. I didn't like seeing people post about love on social media. Like, I used to block people. That's how disgusted and grossed out I was about relationships after I got out of my relationship because of something crazy. But it messed me up so bad to the point where I was just like, I don't want to see this on my social media. I don't want to see nothing about love. I'm going to be posting nothing but heartbreak. I'm going to be posting nothing but heartbreak songs. I'm just going to be posting nothing but something that's going to make you see my page and understand that you put me through a whole bunch of crap. That's what I felt. But even then, through those times, I was like, Des, you got to get back on your high horse. Somebody gonna see you for who you are, and they gonna realize that you're worth the keep. They're gonna understand that you're more precious than a diamond. You're a ruby. I don't want to be like a diamond. You know why? Because sometimes diamonds can be fake too. Did you catch it? Hello? Knock, who's there? I said I don't want to be a diamond, because sometimes diamonds can be fake too. I'd rather be a ruby. I want to be something so rare, so beautiful, that when you see me, you're going to be like, oh, I got to get you before somebody else do. I got to have you before somebody else do. And once you have me, how you going to care for me? That's what I want to know. Whether it's a friendship, whether it's a relationship, whether it's me getting ready to trust you, just know, when you meet me, baby, I'm already beneficial. I already know what I'm finna bring to the table. I may not be perfect. I may have some flaws. I may have baggage. But at the end of the day, can you be able to accept my baggage? And will I be able to accept yours? Because 9 times out of 10, I will be able to accept your baggage. I will be able to understand you, give or take. Because I ain't going to sit over here and say, yeah, I understand what you're going through, but I really don't, because I ain't never experienced it a day in my life. But at the end of the day, guess what? I'm going to still be there to nurture you. I'm going to still be there to care for you. I'm going to still be there to love on you, love with you, love through you, pause. But I'm going to still be able to do those things that I know that I can do. Why? Because I love. But guess what? Before I can love you, I gotta love me too. And through the times that I was in my heartbreak stage, I was learning how to love myself. I had to learn, what does destiny like? It's not Des anymore, because in that moment I was just Destiny. It wasn't no nickname. It was just like I had to learn, what does Destiny love to do? What makes Des happy? Because then whenever the next guy that walks into my life, and I hope and pray that the next person that do come into my life, that it's not a temporary thing. It's something that is going to be for a lifetime. Somebody that I can grow old with. Somebody that I will literally spend the rest of my life with. For the rest of my life. Like, full transparency. But I had to learn how to love me. Because if I didn't learn how to love me, then I already lost myself. And I can't love on you if I can't love on me. You got to start loving on you. My beautiful women that are listening, You got to learn to love on yourself before you can love on anything, okay? Okay. All right. Don't let me find out. But you already know what it is. I just want to say thank you for being here with me on D&D After Hours. Remember, love isn't supposed to hurt. Love that's from God will always bring peace, not confusion. And even though heartbreak feels heavy right now, healing is already happening. So until next time, silence the noise, feel the truth, heal your soul. This is D&D After Hours. I'll call you back, and you better answer.